We've gone from volume 1 to volume 3, and we've probably tripled our business. So it's been a really good result, and we're very excited about the way it's going, and really enjoy the connection and find that your input into what we're doing is fundamental to the growth of the business.
All right. So to start, could you please introduce yourself, your company, and what you guys do?
Okay. My name is David Lewis. We have set up a solar distribution installation business throughout New Zealand. The business is called SolarWind. We are primarily solar and battery providers and installers, and we offer wind as a substitute or an added connection point for renewable energy generation. Yeah, so we've got installations right throughout the country, and we are growing at a good rate and getting a very good reputation within the New Zealand market.
Brilliant. So before we started this project with you guys, what was your online presence like your old website and the marketing that you guys were doing at the time?
Okay, so when we first started, we put a lot of effort and energy into getting all our supply chains in place, getting our systems in order, and really focusing on getting a good base from which we could grow from. So our first objective was to get all the fundamental functions of the business going. And we just really worked with a little bit of Google ads and Facebook posts and Instagram posts. But it was really more a focus of just getting the business established. And as we started to get more inquiries coming off those, we realized that, we had the base right. And so it was really when we contacted you that we got more serious about how to grow the inquiry base. And since we've been involved with you, that's gone 5 or 6-fold. I often refer to it as we're turning the volume up to, volume 2 or 3. We've still got a long way to go, but we're super excited. We've gone from volume 1 to volume 3, and we've probably tripled our business. So it's been a really good result, and we're very excited about the way it's going, and really enjoy the connection and find that your input into what we're doing is fundamental to the growth of the business.
Yeah, nice. I noticed, well, when we first spoke, I remember you're struggling a lot with getting the leads in. You found that with your efforts in Google Ads, you're spending a lot, but you just weren't getting the leads that you wanted to do. So what do you think the business cost of that was at the time compared to now?
We probably have doubled our investment into that area, and we're getting probably 3 to 4 times the business. And I said 3 times before, but it is probably 4 times. It's the costs relative to the results have been incredible. So we've pretty much got close to halving our promotional costs relative to each inquiry coming in, and ultimately booking the business from those inquiries. So it's been a really good investment in that sense, but it's, we were really just playing around with it before, and I just didn't feel we were getting the right support and backup. And while we were spending the amount of money we were at the time, I just didn't feel it was getting any real value to it. And it wasn't until we started working with you that we started recognizing some excellent value in the work that you're doing for us and the results we're getting. We essentially, as I say, quadrupled our inquiry level, and that's ultimately, doing the same to our booking of business. But the cost in doing that has become much more efficient, thanks to you.
Did you notice a big difference in the lead quality and obviously the quantity changed like quadrupled, as you said, but the lead quality as well, and how that affected your sales pipeline?
Well, very much so. And I think this is where we've really enjoyed the contact with you, because you've listened and you've really looked hard at how to get those. I don't quite know how you do that or what happens, but it's been incredibly impressive how the inquiries are more tailored to what we want to try and get on board as an inquiry, and ultimately book the business. So yeah, there's, as I say, I'm not sure technically what you're doing there, but it's been extraordinary. Whilst we might have quadrupled the inquiries, but they're more now pinpointed in the areas we want to get them. So
Brilliant.
it's been fantastic.
Brilliant. And so in terms of the overall return for investment, what has that been like? How has the services that we've done impacted the company's bottom line?
Well, basically, we've without sort of getting into the details of the numbers we're spending, but we've doubled, or a little bit more than doubled, our advertising expenditure with you, 4 times the business. So you can work that one up quite quickly. And,
Yeah.
and actually, to be fair, it's still on the up curve. have a huge amount of inquiry just sitting in the close to confirmed category. So I think we're gonna see a pretty exciting year end coming in. So I mean, we in September. I mean, we compare this September to last September when we were. Yeah, it's four, I mean, probably five times what we were last year, and it's looking like that's going to continue and grow towards the end of the year. So it's impressive. But we are operating in a market which is, when you look at what's happening economy-wise in New Zealand, it's not that strong, but we're in a market which is definitely strong, and it's been really driven by power prices going up. And obviously that's forcing people to look more closely into alternative ways of providing that power, and we have the solution for that. But not only that, we've got gaining an excellent reputation for the product we're putting into the market. So nothing would be achieved without getting the promotional side right now. And that while we put a lot of effort into getting all the other aspects right, your work with us now has really started to put us onto another level. And I mean, next year is going to be an incredibly exciting year for us because we've got everything happening, and we've set some really good ground rules in place, and the work you're doing is going to be amplified, and we're going to go to volume 5 or 6 pretty quickly in the new years.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, what do you think the biggest surprise for you throughout this whole process has been?
I think it's, when I was sort of playing around with the promotional side, it's an area I focus on. I'm a businessman. I focus on, growing businesses and customer relations and so forth. And the whole Google ad side of it is something I'd have to rely on someone to help me with that side of it to know. And prior to your involvement, I just didn't feel we were getting the support. I knew there was more in it. I knew there was more focus to be done, and it's really what you've brought to the table has been extraordinary. And I know I've been expressing this to you all along, but it's been your eye on that aspect to it has been incredible. And I know we get a lot of people coming at us wanting to help us with our, promotional side. And I just know we're on the ticket. So we're happy with that.
Yeah, brilliant. So what would you say to any other business owners who are thinking about investing in upgrading their website or doing a serious Google Ads campaign? What would you say to them with what you've experienced now?
Okay, I'd firstly say keep away from you because we want you to us. No, I mean, really, yeah, I mean, you've got to work that one out. But look, I think it's really getting alongside someone that can sort of get into your head a little bit, understand what you're trying to do and achieve, but really provide services that we don't have the capability of knowing or understanding. I mean, we're not stupid. We kind of know how it works, but it's really getting into the nitty gritty of what happens. I mean, if you came to me and said, how to wire up a inverter, we'll change the motherboard of inverter. It's actually something I know how to do, but you wouldn't want to know. In fact, you probably could do it, to be honest with you, but you can do most things. So, look, I think it's just it's a knowledge thing, but it's really understanding a client's needs and really listening to to what we were experiencing, where we're going, and how we can target where we want to be in the market. And you've managed to do that, and so I think that's really the key to it. And you've picked that up and you've run with it, and that's been great. So anyone coming on board, you're a listener, and you're looking for avenues, and if you don't know the answer, you find it. So you can't ask for more than that, because we've done a lot of my previous business involvements. I've been in very competitive businesses, and we've worked with promotional people in all different levels, nationally and nationally. And, it's getting to understand how, your business operates and where you want to go with it. But you've really got to also keep the dollar aspect right. So what we spend and what we're getting is extraordinary. And I think that's what you deliver on. And you're aware of too. So your value is second to none, really, in my experience.
Yeah, brilliant. That's really good to hear. All right, brilliant. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your time.